One man against 24 guns, 15 minutes on the clock. The fight was rigged against him, so he turned his home into the hunting ground. Flashback to the prep, a 1-ton fuel drum lashed down tight. Trenches reinforced with steel, sandbags stacked as the last line. Improvised traps rigged to tear through anyone who charged. Landmines already buried along the only road in. 2 months turning his farm into a giant bear trap. Every inch of dirt was ready to bite. On his laptop, he reached his handler Tal, who helped him break through the firewall. The second the link dropped, his signal bounced from Japan to Germany. Then he sent one last message to his brother, brotherhood forever, a vow written in blood between soldiers. Then his location leaked, and the dark web lit up with the price on his head. A Tehran sniper and an old killer both got the coordinates. Staring at the fake trace in Germany, the old killer smirked. In the cabin, our man finished his last cigarette, watching the countdown. Soon, a convoy of armed mercenaries came racing at the farm, ready to party. Downstairs, he cranked the music, the sound drifting out with the smoke. He set up a heavy machine gun in the window. The lead truck hit a mine and flipped instantly. Then the machine gun roared, tearing the air apart. Bullets drilled through the windshields, like a power tool. As they swarmed him, he danced across the room, dumping fire. They never touched a door handle, pinned to their seats, dead. With the cabin shot to pieces, he dropped into the basement and locked it behind him. Let the metal storm rain down harder. He set hidden traps and left a faint signal as a little gift. Then he slipped through a tunnel into the dark. Soldiers flooded the cabin, hunting room to room. They had no idea he'd already crawled outside. Their screens said he was still inside the cabin. They opened a door, tripped a mine, and a fireball swallowed the cabin. A few hundred yards back, Ben watched the blaze cold. One glance at the watch, 7:35 left, but he couldn't breathe easy yet. The real hunt was just starting. The enemy split, one team charged, one covered. Quietly, he picked them off with his sniper rifle. One clean headshot, but the shot gave away his spot. An M249 opened up on his flank, pinning him flat in the dirt. He was gambling, using himself as bait to draw them out. As they closed in, he fell back while firing. When they stepped inside the kill zone, he blew the buried mines. The blast wiped out the front line, survivors scrambling for cover and firing back. Then the left wood stirred. Another team was in position, time to move. Pinned from the front if they hit his flank too, he was finished. He grabbed a fresh mag and signaled the move to his second position. But the moment he left cover, a round hit him in the back. The plan fell apart. Retreat became a race for his life. On pure muscle memory, he sprinted to the sniper nest he'd de-prepped. Just over 3 minutes left. From the high ground, he fired down, dropping several of them. But someone crept up on his flank from the shadows, and the sprint had torn his wound wide open. Pain screaming through him, Ben watched them close in, then sent his last grenade tumbling down on them. Slipping out of consciousness, Ben knew he was done. No way out, no strength left. He just watched them surround him, too weak to even raise his rifle. Then, right then, Captain Reese and his SEAL team dropped in like the cavalry and tore into the fight. Those familiar shapes, that same steady tactical formation. Under Reese's cover, the team opened up and cleared the field fast. Reese jumped into the trench and found Ben torn to shreds. Reese fought to stop the bleeding pouring out of Ben's stomach, cracking jokes, trying to keep him warm and alive. A teammate rattled off the count. 24 enemies had attacked. Ben killed most of them and survived, lived up to his Black Wolf name. Barely breathing, Ben got out a few words. The bearer bonds were hidden under the haystack. In an instant, Reese understood. These insane 2 months, this whole hunt he'd staked his life on, was all to clear his name. Back on that mission, the old boss framed Ben and pocketed a crate of bearer bonds worth $55 million. To protect the team, Ben took the fall alone and vanished right up until today. Truth is, Ben never knew Reese was coming. No call, no request for backup. His old brothers had come on their own. A gamble that paid off. Tal stole the boss's secrets. Revenge isn't about the killing, it is about the fear. Ben, Tal, and their brother in arms split up. From here on, the old boss would live in an endless nightmare. Time passed. A corner CAF in Tel Aviv, a woman officer named Noah stirred her cup. The red string on her wrist stood out, a gift from her mother. Outside the window, Ben watched her quietly. No reunion, just protection. Cut to the Vietnam Memorial in D.C. The man behind it all, Cudson, sneered into his phone. On the other end, the old boss kept demanding his bearer bonds. Cudson himself was about to become foreign minister. Clean up your own mess. Cudson hung up, killing the boss's last hope. Night fell. At an outdoor restaurant, Ben, Tal, and their brother-in-arms, Jack, sat around a table. What was spread out wasn't a menu. It was a list. 3 men they had to take down. Russian arms dealer Artem, Iran's nuclear nuclear chief Cyrus, and the old CIA boss who framed Ben. It begins Istanbul, Turkey, a steamy massage parlor thick with smoke. Artem lay face down enjoying an oil rub-down. He never heard Jack close in behind him. One cold flash of steel, and Jack ended it in silence. Artem never knew what hit him. Lights out. Tehran, Iran. Beside a soccer field, Cyrus cheered for his son. Ben rode past on a motorcycle. One brush of his hand and Cyrus's car became a death trap. A fireball shot up, gone in an instant. Winchester, Virginia, the CIA man, the old boss, finished a round of golf. He came back to his grand estate. As he walked into the dim dining room, he found Ben sitting at the bar, waiting. The two locked into a tense mental standoff. The boss poured 2 whiskeys, spinning wild political stories to defend himself. He brought up 1983. The Beirut barracks bombing that killed tons of Marines, raging about how weak the US government was. The boss's insane plan was to hand nuclear tech straight to Iran, using it as an excuse to spark a nuclear war and topple the Iranian regime for good. He called it revenge to save innocent people. Ben coldly called out the lie. The boss dropped the act, accusing Ben of doing whatever it took to kill his enemies. He even admitted trying to kill Ben in Zurich, but killing the girl Elisa by mistake. "You and I are the same," the boss roared. Ben's eyes went ice cold. Ben yanked a file from his bag and slammed it down. Hard-proof Tal had dug up. The boss had sent the Holy City Army to hunt Ben down in Germany. But Ben didn't draw. He handed down a crueler sentence. Humiliated, the boss roared, begging Ben to just shoot him. Ben ignored him, walked into the dark estate, and shut the door. That once untouchable CIA boss is now locked away, waiting for trial. Engine roaring, sirens screaming. Ben tears through the Riverside Park on his bike. He storms the CIA gates and pulls off his shades, but this time he walks away clean. 2 months later, Ben Edwards is hiding out under a bridge at the Norfolk shipyard, hands covered in grease. Ben's fixing a sailboat when Darcy shows up. She offers him a spot on the field team's ground operations unit. But Darcy doesn't leave. She sets down a card and says one gut punch line. He calls Darcy back, asking her to talk it out that night at a Mexican spot. Soon after, Ben sits in an interrogation room at CIA headquarters, hooked to a polygraph. Facing the examiner's sharp questions, he calmly admits every kill on the battlefield. Ben admits he killed, that the fight still burns in him, but he never betrayed anyone. Finally, the examiner asks him one last question. Ben stares straight ahead.